this was a time when the game was winding down, and I decided that let me explore some of the areas I still had to explore and do some of the things that I didn't get to do before I went on to the final section of the game. And this was a boss fight that took me by complete surprise when I first did it, and it was the Headless Guardian boss battle. I was not prepared for this at all. I had heard that it existed, but I honestly didn't know where to go. And I was like, you know what, we've fought the ape before and I have some experience against it, so we're gonna use that experience to see what we can do. We're gonna burn it, gonna do the best we can. And well, I was still shocked that there were so many surprises to the match. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and this is the Sekiro boss battle and strategy guide. So in the first section of the match, it's still the same format, the same move set as you remember when facing the Guardian Ape in the beginning. Oh, not the beginning of the game, but the very first time we fought the Guardian Ape. But at this point, we are a little bit stronger than before, and the best strength to have is knowledge, and in this case we already know the moveset that the Guardian Ape uses when it's in its headless form. So we're just looking for a few things to parry. We are looking for some horizontal swipes to jump, and we're running away from the terror attack build-up. But still, even then, there's a big surprise in the second phase. But besides that, patience as always. There are not many attacks that it can hit you with that can kill you in one shot, so you are very easily able to evade most of its attacks and deflect. You only need to worry for the terror build-up scream, as I believe that's its most threatening attack in all honesty. Since burning is really good, I decided to use the flame vent initially and then save some for later, because in my mind I wasn't expecting the big surprise. And I was like, you know what, I'll flame some now, do some damage, and then, you know, see how much you can save, because it's always good to have a little bit extra just in case your damage output in the second round isn't high enough. If you have any red sugar, this is a great time to use it. Got any divine confetti, this is a great time to use it. But besides that, it's not a necessity if your attack power is hard enough, but it's always good to have it. So with the first life bar down, now comes the biggest treat to this fight. The ape calls how can I say, a friend, I guess, or a mate to come help in the battle. So in this particular portion, one might think that it's best to deal with the Guardian Ape, because if you kill the ape, in essence the fight ends, which is true, but I feel like it's best to destroy or to beat the smaller ape, and that's when your oil comes into play. If you still had some flame vent before that, you use it on the smaller ape and deal as much damage as possible. Since it has less life than the Guardian Ape, once you get it out of the way, you'll be able to focus on the boss fight. My word, prepare for nonsense. Don't get yourself sandwiched. It's very easy to be stuck between two very difficult opponents, and then things go really bad. So you really have to be patient. You stick it out, you burn when you can, you attack when you can. It's a lot of patience, and just when you thought, you know, you had the Guardian Ape figured out, now you're fighting two apes. So it's a really tricky situation. But like I said, burn where you can and run away from the terror build-up, and you should be fine, you should be golden. And with the smaller ape out of the way, now you're able to focus on the Guardian Ape. The only thing I wish they did in this fight to kind of help you was if the smaller ape dropped something, whether it be spirit emblems or an item you could use. Maybe if it dropped some sugar or something, that would be really cool. Never, I repeat, never use the charged flame vent attack if you suspect that there will be a blood scream by the Guardian Ape. It's guaranteed terror build-up, guaranteed. the recovery is terrible. Like I said, I don't understand how that's an upgrade when I'm stuck for so long. But anyway, Sekiro, right? What else can you say? Same story yet again, almost died yet again. But luckily enough, it wasn't enough to kill me. Now, in the particular section, when you don't have any spirit emblems left, you just have to do it the old-fashioned way. Buff if you can. If you've got any blue sugar, if you've got any red sugar, you should be fine with that. Any divine confetti should be good too. You have to be careful not to die. Because, believe it or not, this ape at times can get a bit tricky, and starting all over again, knowing that you have to waste. I believe that there are certain bosses that dying to is actually very costly, and it's bosses like the Guardian Ape that rely on you having spirit emblems to use your prosthetics against, because that costs money and time. But besides that, it's more of the same. Towards the end, you can really wail on the ape and go for it. I could have killed it here with the shuriken toss if I had realized that I still had one spirit emblem, but I must have not been paying attention. And whatever you do, do not let the ape resurrect. Kill it in its tracks, and sever its immortality. But besides that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next coming episodes, which are actually the last ones. So for those who've been watching, for those who've been listening, thank you very much. Right now I'm trying to churn them out as fast as I can and see what we can do for the channel. Thanks for watching.